Correct. Hello, everyone. My name is Rinki. I'm the Vice President. Today, I'm covering President Anthony D. Pascal in his absence today. I'd like to call June meeting of Edison Library Board to order time 7 p.m. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all.
As required by the Open Public Meeting Act NJSA 10:4-1, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the public by notices given to the Home News Tribune, Neptune, New Jersey, the Star Ledger, Newark, New Jersey, News India Time, Jersey City, New Jersey, posted on the Edison Public Library website and bulletin board, and given to the Township Clerk's office. Mr. Clement, please call the roll.
Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Mr. Patel. Here. Ms. Pam,
Yes.
Ms. Mead,
Yes.
Ms. Leary, just let me know she went to clarify mistake. She's on her way. Mr. Romano, is excused at the Board of Ed meeting at the same time. Mr. Di Pasquale is excused. Ms. Singh,
Yes.
we have a quorum.
Pallavi, are you able to read the minutes?
Minutes of the Edison Township Library Board of Trustees meeting of May 13, 2025. The present, Pallavi Kabadi, Katrina Leary, Joseph Romano, Anthony Di Pasquale, Jyoti Pamidamukola, Shreyans Patel, Rinki Singh, joined at 7:04 p.m. Absent, Fiona Mead excused. Also present, Joseph Balambid, Board Attorney, Alan Kleinman, Library Director, Deborah Sar, Assistant Director, Amanda Coyle, Administrative Operations Manager, Sherry Reyes, Library Administration. The President called the meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. He led the salute to the flag and the open public meeting statement was read. Roll call taken. On motion and second, the resolution to approve a professional contract for the firm Hoagland, Longo, Moran, Dunst, and Lucas LLC to provide legal services for the remainder of 2025 was approved. On motion and second, the minutes of the regular open session of April 8, 2025 were approved. On motion and second, the minutes of the regular closed session of March 11, 2025 were approved. On motion and second, the bill list dated May 13, 2025 was approved. On motion and second, closed session was entered at 7:52 p.m. and open session was entered at 8:37 p.m. On motion and second, the resolution authorizing execution of collective bargaining agreements was approved. On motion and second, the resolution authorizing settlement of cases arising from issues with the State of New Jersey Disability Program was approved. On motion and second, the meeting was adjourned at 8:53 p.m. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of May 13 meeting?
Motion.
So if I do. Do I have a second? Yeah.
Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Mr. Patel. Yes. Ms. Pam,
Yes.
Ms. Mead,
Abstain.
and Ms. Singh.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Again, do I have a motion to approve the closed session meeting minutes on May 13 meeting?
Sure.
Joel Parkin?
Okay. Roll call?
Roll call. Wait for Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Mr. Patel. Yes. Ms. Pam,
Yes.
Ms. Mead,
Abstain.
and Ms. Singh.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Do I have motion to approve the director's report? Okay. So our next is financial reports.
The financial reports that we presented to you were for the period for the bank balance sheet ending May 31st, 2025. I think Ms. Rutherford can come in there. Along with our current operating expense report. We are a little bit under budget, mainly because the expectation of the start of the North Edison branch has not happened, so we have had no bills for that part of our operating expense. And also, we have not bought as much materials, basically because we don't have that much place to put them. So we're a little behind in ordering books and for the construction cost. So this month, our bill list is $350,747.51. As you can see, we've had several issues this month, which I'll talk a little bit in my report. One of the things with a building of this age, we continue to have plumbing problems. Our pipes are deteriorating a bit. We've had one issue today in which we had to put the bathrooms out of order. And so slowly but surely, we're trying to work on a building that was opened in 1966 and bring it up to 2025. So we kind of like, I think this staff can't wait till all the plumbing issues are done and we can actually have bathrooms in this building. We've renewed many of our museum passes. They all seem to have expired at the same time in June. So you see a lot of that on here. They're still very, very popular. And we're gonna do some more promotions on that. But basically, nothing really unusual in the bill list. Several of the staff attended the recent New Jersey Library Association conference. And several of the staff will be going to Philadelphia since that's closed for the American Library Association conference. So pretty much that's about it for the financials at this point. Does anyone have any questions? If not, you please let me know after the meeting or you email me and we can I can explain whatever seems to be a question.
No, I think that's the plumbing cost, the 24,000, that's what you mentioned.
Yeah, the plumbing cost downstairs is part of the bathroom renovation and the issues with the plumbing. A lot of our original plumbing that was underground since 1966 and 65 has disintegrated. We have holes in some of our pipes. So that was a rather extensive project to put a liner in the pipes so that they could function. And that was particularly our big sewer pipe. And it's interesting to see, you think you know how many pipes are in this building, and you can't imagine the number of things that come off the roof that go down to the first floor, that are under the ground, and they go like this. So half of them are going out this way, half of them are going out that way. So yeah, that was the big cost. This is something that's been festering every time almost, and today's what, they don't even know what the issues were, but our pipes are just old. And from this floor is where we have a lot of issues as well. The public bathrooms, it basically goes out to this floor and it goes all the way out, pretty much a pipe, pretty much across the whole second floor and out to the sewer. And so all we need is someone to drop something in the bath in the toilet, that seems to be more than toilet paper. And it may not stop it up right now, but tomorrow it's gonna be. And then we not only have no bathrooms, because they come up this way, they decide the pipe that we now realize has a leaks down into the boiler room. So it's, I think I'm gonna like, after a while, you just have to go, oh, not again. I mean, but it is, so we're working on making sure all of these get repaired, and as part of the renovation. So it was costly, but it's still probably a lot cheaper than us putting in new pipes in the whole building.
One more question, why is there still a water bill for, North?
So there's two things about the water bill. There's two water bills for the North Edison branch. One is for the regular water that you would think you would use, drinking water, blah, blah, blah. The
Sprinklers?
fires, thank you. The fires, we pay for the water that's sitting in the ceiling, to the Middlesex Water Company. It's kind of like, call it a water rental that's sitting in the ceiling for the sprinkler system. And it was like, and I couldn't believe it myself. When I first got here and said, why are we getting two bills? One of these has to be wrong. So at that point, we didn't pay it. And then it got like, we owe it. And so when we called, oh, well, you get two bills each month. One's for the water suppression system in the ceiling and one is for your regular water use. So I guess some other newer buildings may have powder. And on that versus water, or however it's done, but the water is sitting up there in the sprinkler system. Yeah, the owner, I did the same thing, like.
Okay.
So the new place where North Edison Library has moved is fully functional, people can go there?
Yes, the
Okay.
North Edison branch has pretty much been functional since we moved in. It has a small collection of everything,
Okay.
Including computers. We just added the new, scanning machine. They got that. They have books in languages other than English. Within the next, week or two, they'll get their new seed library. So they've got everything. JD has been doing programs, both in the branch and outside of the branch. And we're gonna start, to do more adult programs fairly soon there. People are finding the branch. Was gonna mention I think the finance of my report got smushed together all in one, but that's okay. We expect probably next week, we'll get the new banners back that will go on the fence, around, 777 with a picture of the new library up there. And we're working on how we can do something in front of the building. We've got to go back and see what we would do that, but every time I go in there, there's always people in there. They're very happy that we're open. It's not as busy as it was obviously in the whole North building, but I think the staff is doing an excellent job in keeping the community as well stocked as we can with books. And of course, if we don't have it on the shelf, people can borrow it from another library and they can pick it up there. We are still looking at seeing if we can do an external book drop. There's not a lot of space on the outside, but that's still in the works. We've got to find something that will fit in that spot. There's only a little bit, and most of the book drops are much wider, so we're looking for something hopefully. And we kind of feel, even though we're investing in that, we'll be able to use that book drop elsewhere. When we finish that renovation. We'll probably end up putting it here on Division Street. So we want to make sure it's something that is worthwhile and not buying and investing.
Right, okay. A big banner on the fence would be good because JP Stephen kids, we used to hang out in library. Couple of kids told me in that area, we don't know what happened to our library. We have no place to, spend time in the evening.
I will say one thing, the school this season has kept their library open to 4 o'clock. To help some of those students who were staying, after school, because Caitlin went with Alia,
Mary.
with Mary, to do, an outreach visit at the high school library, met with the high school librarian, talked to her, and she tells everyone the library's open, come and visit us.
Until 4. Yeah, the problem is 4 to 6, because parents are not on.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
basically, everyone walked the block.
yeah.
And, you know, I'm gonna say, the kids don't wanna walk like 2 extra blocks. You know what I mean, it's really, you know, it's not that far, you go down Library Place, you're just cutting through.
Yeah,
But, the kids, I guess they found for the moment,
yeah.
another place to go and do their homework if they're staying at the library to 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I think as we're gonna try to do more outreach also to the principals, and to the PTO, beginning in August.
Okay.
To remind everyone, and we should be having some, emails going out just for the North Edison resident.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna try to do that on a more regular basis than a one-time only, just to, we're here, we have to come and visit us, you know. And September's a big plug for libraries, cause it's, National Library Card Sign Up Month. So we're gonna start early in August to kind of come back up to the North Edison.
I think the word hasn't gone out yet. Kids don't know a new place. I mean, they asked me and I told them and they were very happy. We can go there. Yes, of course you can go there.
The only thing it doesn't have is, you know what they like, they wanted there's no candy machine and there's no soda machine, but maybe we can figure out where to put that in there. That might bring the draw back.
Okay.
All right, one more thing, Alan, what is when I work?
Deborah, you want,
So
you
it's
give a better description than I can.
It's a scheduling software, that allows people to know which branch they're at. And then it also provides like a overview, so we can see who's where and if paid holds to be filled in, et cetera.
I use it, but she was the chief architect, she and Amanda were the chief architects of getting that in here, so. I figured she could explain it better than I can, I would go probably around the circle doing it.
All right, do we have motion to approve the bill list dated June 17, 2025?
Motion.
Second,
Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Ms. Pam,
yes,
Ms. Mead,
Yes.
Ms. Singh,
Yes.
motion carries. I think I've given most of my director's
Yeah,
report, part of the
okay.
finance, but that's okay. Deborah, anything you'd like to add from your report or anything you wanna, talk about?
My report was basically a check-in, a 6-month of 2025 check-in of where we are with the strategic plan that was from 2022 to 2025. So, and it included accessibility, including both physical spaces and improvements of the physical spaces and collection upgrades. It also included upgrading the library's technology, raising awareness of the resources and inspiring and motivating the staff. So definitely accessibility to the buildings. We've been doing all of the renovations. They're still underway, but I think we're absolutely improving it. The collection, I think, has gotten a big push. There have been, from when I started, a lot less complaints about not having the newest things. So we're getting multiple copies. And then technology wise, we've upgraded the security cameras, we're upgrading the computers and some of the different softwares. So I think that Kevin and his department has been working really hard on that. And then we've also been doing a lot of outreach through the bookmobile and the Sprinter. The Sprinter's been getting a lot of use, either because the bookmobile is already in play or it's in the shop. We've been doing a lot of class visits, which has been great, and been going to different
residential, living homes. And then finally, we just had our staff development day, which I think went very well. Alan put me in charge of next year's, which is terrifying, but I will make it through. And, so I think we're doing well.
Great.
And one of the things, the outcome from the community conversation, we have, contacted our, architect, Akari and Iavino, who have given us some additional sketch plans for us to, start to work on the second floor, at, Clara Barton to open the 141 address. So we hope to meet with, he's on vacation, we hope to meet with him in early July. So it may be possibly at the July or August, meeting, there may be a more formal presentation, from the board, to approve a professional contract for them to, work on that. That seemed to be one of the top priorities for many of the residents to open up that doorway. So, we're following up with that.
Do we have any committee reports?
I don't think, so
Finance.
I think the finance committee
Last time we met.
gave a report at the last meeting. I know that we are working on a couple of updates and revision of, library policies. We try to look at them every, 3 to 5 years. So we will probably be bringing those to, the Patron Services Committee, between now and maybe, since we're meeting late and the next month's meeting is very early, it's the 8th, I believe, probably, and during July for the August meeting, so, no pressure, we're not sending out 28 policies in the next week, but a couple of them needed updating.
So, anything unfinished business?
Not that I know of.
Okay. We move to public comment. I'm going to read it before the public comment. Edison Library Board of Trustee Public Comment Policy. During the open portion of this meeting, Library Board provides the public with an opportunity to offer comments regarding matters pertaining to the library. Pursuant provision of the Open Public Meeting Act NJSA 10:4-12, the board is entitled to permit, regulate, or prohibit public participation in its meeting. Each speaker will have a maximum of 4 minutes to speak and should limit comments to matter pertaining to the library. The speaker will be directed to conclude their remarks once speaker's time has expired. A speaker may not speak more than once during the same public comment period. No time may be yielded to a speaker by another speaker. Speakers are asked to begin their remarks by stating their name and address. Board members are not obligated to answer impromptu questions or address remarks from the member of the public during the public comment period. Speakers should expect the board to refrain from engaging in a dialogue except to the extent necessary to clarify speaker's comment. The allotted time for speaking is the only method to address the board during the public comment period. The board will not entertain question or comments called out from the audience. Once appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and items brought up during public comment to the director or other staff for follow-up. Speakers and members of the public should at all times maintain proper decorum and shall make their comment in a civil manner. Anyone wants to speak?
Dr. Nasser, Pleasant Avenue. So I just have an infrastructure question. So we were talking about the sewer lines. I had to actually personally change the sewer line in my house as well. Are all the plumbing up to code, or have we scoped the Clara Barton Library and the north? I think you're talking about the sewer line in this building, right? Or was it the north?
No, these are all issues in this building.
Okay, but have we looked at the north one as well while we're undergoing renovation to make sure that there's no issues down there as well?
That's part of the scope of what they're working on.
And then also in this building, because it was like 1960s, you said the sewer lines, so I'm assuming the water lines are probably copper. Have those also been inspected just to make sure that there's no issues in the future?
I can check, but, we can check with the architect to see how they plan on working on that, but they did all the preliminary testing before they started on the building.
Okay.
We also, monthly, the Edison water, this building is under Edison water. And we have a monthly inspection, from Edison water. They come and test, the taps and give us the results every month. If that's what you were.
What I was asking about is the duration of the wet copper. It changes depending upon the acidity of the water, so you can hold these stuff out so it's accessible. Maybe just take a look at it. Some places on the copper wire, there's sometimes it's oxidized, it's green. So just take a look at it. Maybe if I also over just checking all, I'm assuming it's copper, so that's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
So that's something that can be inspected before like other work centers. It seems like we're really gutting this library, so it'd be a perfect time to inspect them.
I can bring that up to the architect.
And that's it. Okay. Thank you.
Did you want to speak? Hold on.
Go ahead.
Sarah Minister, Pleasant Avenue, in Edison. So a couple of questions and a couple of points. First, as Alan and Mike, when we were talking earlier, the summer reading program is going to kick off at the end of the month. So I know that this is something that a lot of kids as well as adults participate in. So hopefully, you will join us again this summer to do so. The Friends group is sponsoring the grand prize at the end, so we are gonna have a little bit more information at the end of the month, to let you guys know what we're doing. This is also another opportunity to, donate to the Friends as well as the foundation, so that we can support more of these kinds of programs for the kids during the summer as well as through the year. I know there's been quite a lot of folks that have reached out to me regarding a book sale. We haven't put together a timeline yet in terms of when the next one is gonna be, but please know that it will be happening. It's just we don't know yet when and where. So that's something that's in the planning stages. And we'll put that on the Edison website when we have a little bit more information. The last point that I have is from a renewals. So the Friends group, originally kicked off in June of 2023. So technically, we're about 2 years into the group. We have 120 folks that have joined within there. And I keep saying that Edison is 100,000, 110,000 people. So to only have 120 people that are wanting to do something with the library is so few. So if we can get the word out to have more people join in and be a part of the Friends group, that would be very helpful. More volunteers to sponsor some of these programs and these projects that we want to do. I know it's kind of like a grassroots, right? Like we're just trying to get out the word to participate within the library. There are so many different events that the library does. And Olivia, thank you for posting a lot of these things that you do, as well as Ricky in terms of getting the word out. So my last point is just, talk more about the library. There's so many of these things that are happening in the world, and the library is such a great resource for us. So come out and take a book out about any topic because we have them all. And just read. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. So we are closing public comments if nobody's interested.
We need a motion for that.
Okay, motion. Ready, motion, okay. Now I have motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion.
Do we need roll call?
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we proving?
Oh, closing public comments.
Oh, okay, you could do by, yeah, I'm just, yes.
Okay,
They're all fair.
okay, cool.
I don't think anyone's gonna object.
On favor, yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
There you go.
cool. And.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
There's no closed session.
Okay. Do we have any new business we want to discuss?
Nothing from us.
So next is library board members' comments and questions.
I have two questions. You said we had a delay on the north end, like, what's happening there? The delay at the North Edison Library, just wanted to know a little bit about that.
We had a delay and we didn't have a delay. So, there were several sets of permits that had to come back. So, the soil permit goes through the soil testing goes through a very rigorous, how do we put it? Test, to ensure that the foundations and the footings and all that can support it. And so, that had to go back a couple of times to the freehold soil, which is the regional, group that approves that. So that was what took, a little bit of time to get, actually to work on the external, parts. They were working on the internal, they gutted, the entire inside is gutted. The center door is missing. Anything that is currently there is what is gonna stay there. It was kind of eerie last week to go through it and to see where, where we used to sit and, everything's just gone. So they are working on it. They have been working on the roof, doing that, removing, concrete from the roof, and the inside's all gutted. So, they were really waiting for and want to thank Kat for helping us to, expedite some of those, to get them that extra set of permits, but now we're basically, they're moving. So they're still anticipating, originally, we always said 15 months. So we're still in that 12 to 15 month, range. We think there's not a lot to do, but there's a lot to do. At least there isn't that kind of infrastructure there, that had to be done like here. And basically, you've got two pieces of the, one on each side, and you've got the piece on the front, so you've got three external pieces, which to me seems simple, but I know they're not. I think it's gonna be just so magnificent when it opens. To be able to have all that extra space, as well as to finally have, a real, space where we can have, art showings and do those kind of things, which is something that, could benefit the community, and I think they'll make, good advantage and use of.
I have a quick question. The pipes in the main library was like a problem, and are they going to look at the North Edison Library, any pipes or anything, or are we taking care of that at this time? Because the same thing should not happen when North Edison Library is there. Is there any issues with that people checking?
No, there's not it's not the same kind of piping under the floor that we had here. Because of the structure of this building, it's, if you realize, half of this building is underground. And those pipes have to go up to a pumping station and be pumped out to the sewer. We don't have any of that, storm management issues at North that we do here.
Okay.
So, and also the way this building was built in the two different pieces, you basically had the original building in 66 and the addition in 86, with nothing done to the 86 portion of the building, except for demolishing a stairway and some other things. So, basically, it's kind of just the nature of all these different pipes, and the storm sewer and where the things were put. Sometimes you wish you could go back to redesign things from the beginning, and all you can do is correct things as they show up. And make sure that the buildings work. You know, they'll all kill me. I mean, what would have been easier if someone had given us $25 million and we would have built a new building somewhere else and knocked this one down? That would have been a lot easier, but it didn't happen. So, we're doing our due diligence, making sure that, this building will last another 50 years.
I hope so.
Yeah, I won't be around, so I don't know.
We won't be there, so to see that.
But, we are working with a good construction company and good architects who have, the library's best interest at heart. And so, it really is a good arrangement we have. We're very clear with them. But the pipes of the bathrooms here on the second floor have nothing to do with those other pipes. They're just old and they're narrow. So, people are flushing things down there that they shouldn't flush down. And so, things that come out of the other end include, people's clothing and other things. And in the past, there's been the weirdest things, including silverware and other stuff. So it's taken a lot of abuse.
Thank
That's
you.
not what we do at home. But, it's a public facility gets a lot, especially a library like this. I'm gonna say this, and that bathroom, I don't think there's 5 minutes from the time we open to the time we close that those bathrooms are not being used. That's just the nature of it. It should be better when we are back to 2 floors. So there'll be 3 new bathrooms on the first floor, and the 2 up here, plus the new ADA bathroom that we haven't been able to use because of the plumbing issues. So that at least will, it won't always be 2 bathrooms basically that are being used by everyone, the public and the staff. And so that's part of the, but it's good to discover it now, all these little floors, before we close up the walls and we, put down all the new carpeting down to it and all that stuff. And so it's been a fun process.
Thank you.
We learn a lot. And of course, any of the board members that would like to, have not been downstairs, just let me know. Deborah and I will certainly give you a tour, and Robbie's still here and he'll give you the underground tour like they do in Paris, France about, all the plumbing. Before he retires, so you're all welcome to come and view our plumbing.
I have one more.
Okay.
Last time we spoke about, the AP books, like for, parents said that they wanted AP books, and a lot of the AP exams they're all done, so we have those books. I was just wondering what the process is to let parents know where they can donate it. Should we do it to the friends? Should we do it here? And how do we go about that?
Well, in donating like past copies.
AP, yeah, and they would be in really good condition, because you usually use them once and you're done with it.
I mean, the friends basically would handle it if it's going just to book sale. If it's this last year's edition, they can always donate small amount. We don't have a lot of space in any of our branches. So we usually ask people if they're gonna donate, if they have a bag or less, they can drop it off at any one of the branches. If it's still in good condition and it's current, we can add it to the collection. If not, we would put it out for book sale as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Any announcements?
Yeah,
that will go on. All right, so we are moving towards adjournment. Do I have motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you.
Question.